Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you the basics of getting started today in Star Citizen, get you used to the controls and flight ready. This video will give you tips to finding your hangar if you need to planetside. If you skip the tutorial, you should already be in your hangar, so once I teach you the basic keybinds to keep yourself alive and kitted, skip to this time in the chapters for how to call up your ship and fly it. If by chance you spawned in a habitation room, continue watching from here. First, let's cover some basics for your own survival. Most important is to remove and put on your helmet. The quickest way to remove the helmet you have on is Alt-H. This will clip it to your butt. To put the helmet back on, just use the same keybind, Alt-H. You can also hold your helmet at your hip with right Alt-H. Removing your helmet allows for you to eat or drink, but remember to always put it back on or you may suffocate and die in space. If you click I, your inventory will open and you will have access to nearby containers and the pockets of your clothing. With these menus, you can right-click objects to hold, drop, equip, or drag and drop them into their corresponding slots. If you want to hold something, you can drag and drop it here for a quick way to physically hold an item. Or you can put it on the ground by going down to the bottom of the screen to drop it. In the inventory view, you will be able to pick it up right from the ground and drag it to its slot. Or you can now interact with the object directly and pick it up, store it, or put it on if the slot is empty. If you have big enough pockets or space, you can also drag and drop items from the persistent world around you into your inventory. This is the menu you will use to equip things to yourself for most storage situations in Star Citizen. Right here is a storage access kiosk. This is where you will find items you buy, rewards you earn, or things you store. Your home station will hold all your valuables from across the universe every major patch, keeping everything in one place when you first log in. You can also access these kiosks physically by interacting with them or by just going near them and opening your inventory menu. These have huge storage allowances, huge, and you can put all your stuff in them when close by. To explain this just a little bit more, these kiosks are location specific during the regular patch cycle. This means during the duration of a singular patch, all your items will be spread out wherever you place them. Now that's all out of the way, it's time to leave the room. Walk towards the door and interact with it using F. This will be your major interaction key. You should now be in a hallway. These will always have an exit sign, so look for it and follow its direction. Free look can be used by holding F and scrolling in to zoom. Star Citizen uses signs like real life, which can be very helpful early on. Follow the exit sign until you get to the elevators. Using F again, you can call the elevator and wait for it to arrive. Then enter the elevator. You can toggle third-person view with F4 and double tap it to revert to normal view. On your right, use the next screen to select ground floor or lobby. Once the door opens, walk out and you're now in the lobby. Again, we want to look for the exit sign. In R-Corp, it's to your left. Then follow it out. To sprint, use Shift. To control your walk speed, use the mouse scroll wheel. You should now hear some music and be in the clothing and armor area of Area 18's business district. We won't be buying armor in this video. I'll show you a free way to get geared in my next tutorial video. You should notice a map board in front of you. As you can see, we are here. We need to find our hangar, so we need to find the spaceport. To find the spaceport, we need to use the tram system, which is located down here on the map. Each major city has a tram system to get you around planetside. With your back to the habitation lobby, we now want to head right and past this sign. Follow the street to the very end and you should see it open up to a giant circular monument, and on the floor it will say Zone 1. We are aiming for this entrance. Here we will take a slight right and go straight forward in this direction. Once you pass the pillars, you should notice the hospital to your right. But here we want to go left and into the tram station entrance that will now be in front of you. Follow the path and go down the stairs. There will be a split, but again, we want to read the signs and continue down the path to the right. At the end of the tunnel, you will be at the tram waiting zone. This is where we board the tram right for the spaceport. If everything is working, the tram should arrive within 1 minute. If it has been over 1 minute and there's no tram, you may have to relog and choose another server region to get a tram to work. Board the tram and wait for your stop. If this is your first time, take in the scenery, and if you can, visit all the home planets and check out each planet's unique tram system and build style. This is the R-Corp space station route. You can check out my video for all the other Planetside station routes linked below. And oh, have you noticed yet? There's been no loading screens. Once the tram arrives, you will be at the spaceport. From here, we go straight and to the right side and up the stairs. Follow the signs for a hangar. At the end of the room, turn right and continue forward. Then under the sign that says hangars again. Go past the security scanners and take a left and quick right and up the steps. Once you reach this big display wall, walk past until you see the next big hangar sign. To your left here, you can actually rent ships if you have money. These rental kiosks can be found on every home planet at the hangar area. Back to the sign. Walk past this and on the right side will be a set of terminals where you can request your ships. You want to call up your starter ship, but wait for it to say it is now on the pad.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Then store it again before you head down to the hangar. It is always best to call up your ship while you're in your hangar, but sometimes you need to request and restore a ship before the station will give you a hangar to actually go to. Use any of the nearby elevators and choose your hangar on the screen, and this will send you into your hangar. Once in your hangar, call up your starter ship. For the sake of this video, I'll be using a common starter, the Mustang Alpha. The cheapest starter changes from time to time, so make sure to choose the current. Right now, it's the new Aurora Mark II. Don't forget to use this code for extra credits if you are starting out or if you started out in the last 48 hours. It's nice to always check out your ship for the first time before you enter. This ship comes with a 4-box size underslung cargo hold, which is 4 SCU, 2 size 2 laser repeaters at the front of your ship, and there's actually space for 2 more guns on each size. They will be size 1. So once you get enough money, you can buy 2 size 1 guns and put them on your ship, or you can actually loot these. And if you look at the entry point and hold F, you actually have an inventory inside the ship that holds more items. So you can use this to loot items, put food in here. Once you've checked out your ship, you can now press F to enter it. Now you'll be sitting in your cockpit. By holding down the F key, you will have free look and can look all around your cockpit. You want to check out all the buttons available to you, as every ship is different and offer different controls. If you are lucky and have a flight ready button, you can actually click this and your ship is basically ready to take off and go. But there is more ways to do this manually. If you want to power your ship, hold down the U key. As you can see, I've turned on the ship, but the engines are still off. So no matter what I do, I can't lift off without turning those engines on. To turn on your engines, you can actually click the icon on your ship's display, or the keybind is I. Now with spacebar, once the engines are on, you can lift off straight up using space. If you tap F4, then you want to tap Z, you will have free cam, which will allow you to look around your ship without moving it. And when you want to cancel that, tap Z again and now your camera will be locked in that position. As you can see, your landing gear is out, so you can actually land safely. If this was in and you try to land, you would actually damage your ship. And when your landing gear is out, your speed is limited, which helps you land a lot safer. With left control, you can lower your ship and land again. So to raise your ship, spacebar, and to lower your ship, left control. Now for movements. Here you want to lift off again, just a little bit, maybe center of the area in your hangar, and go into F4 mode so you can see outside your ship. With the Q key, you can actually tilt your ship to the left, and with the E key, you can tilt your ship to the right. And with the W and S keys, you can move forward or backwards. Those are your basic flight controls without the use of your mouse. Now you want to press F4 and be back in your ship's cockpit. Pay attention to the crosshairs on the screen. Holding F will allow you to have free look and move your mouse freely, and as you can see with F held down, your ship does not move. But once you let go of F, you should now notice a small arrow appear at those crosshairs. This is how you direct your ship's nose and thrusters. If you pull this up slightly, your ship will start to roll up, and if you pull it down, your ship will roll down. The speed of this is determined by how extreme you pull up the mouse or pull down the mouse. So the quicker and further you move the mouse up, the faster and further your ship will pull up. And that goes the same for moving down. And now we want to center our ship, press the left control, and we can land. Finally, let's look inside your ship and look at the displays inside the cockpit. Holding F again, you can now look at your multiple displays. And with these, you can actually scroll through different pages and tabs, changing them to what you prefer to see. So now that we've got all of that done, how do we leave the hangar? To leave the hangar, we need to hail the command station to let us out. We can do this with the communication tab on your display screen. This will allow you to hail the station and open those hangar doors, but for a quicker option, you want to tap Alt plus N. This will allow you to do the same thing, but with a keybind. Now you can wait for your hangar doors to open, and using what you've just learned, lift off, press W, and fly out once there's enough space for you. Now you should notice that you aren't going extremely fast even if you're holding W all the way. This is because your landing gear is still out. Once you've cleared the hangar area, you want to look up, and now you can tap N. This will take in your landing gear, which will now let you go into your ship's normal speed. And with the shift key, you can boost and overclock your thrusters and max out your speed, but this is going to use up your afterburners. Now you have more space to actually try out your movements and make sure you actually have a full scope of things. Pressing tab will actually allow you to use your scanner, which will scan for ships, structures, and other things, like this rogue player who is probably killing people, or NPC enemies who will also be red. On your right hand side, you should notice an altimeter. This will let you know how close you are to the surface of a planet or a moon. Watch this when you're landing, you're flying, or you're fighting, just so you don't crash. By tapping F2, this will open up your Mobi glass on the Maps tab, and here you can check for space stations or locations to fly to. Every main planet has a space station, and for ArcCorp, that is by Genie Point. They will all have these markers. This will let you know that they are landable. Once you click the station, you can click route and a marker would be set for you. Now you can close the Mobi glass and you should see a red or colored marker on your screen. Move your ship's nose towards this and start raising your altitude, going higher. I like to go into cruise control here because it allows me to move my ship without having to touch anything on my keyboard. To start cruise control, you want to press Alt-C. This will allow you to set your speed with W or S. You can set your speed at any level that you want. But now you can fine-tune this speed and cap your max speed. This is done by using Alt and scrolling up or down on your mouse wheel. This allows you to put fine control on the speed of your ship, and you'll know you're controlling it because you will see this little marker going down and up, which will cap your speed. Once you feel okay with the cruise control, you can now hold B for roughly half a second. This will put you in quantum mode. Note, if you go into quantum mode, this will drop your shield, but it will also allow your ship to hit its max speed. If you now look directly at the marker on your screen, your drive will start to spool. Once both sides are green, you can left click and you will jump to the location. Once you've jumped, make sure to turn off your cruise control by tapping Alt and C again. The icon up here that says C will disappear, but you must be aware, if you turn it off, you need to tap W or S just one more time so your ship will be completely out of cruise control. Now you want to look at the station. We are in a small ship, and in Bikini Point, you will land in this circular area. And now you want to hail the station. Once you're close enough, you can use your multiple display screens to actually hail the station. So as you can see, you click it and it will hail the station, and you'll be given access to a hangar. It will say your name and say size hangar. Once you've located your hangar and you're close by, align yourself with the hangar doors and start moving forward. Here, I like to go into F4 mode as it allows me to see a lot more and I can position my ship correctly. Tap N to activate your landing gear. This will slow you down to 30 meters a second. Tap W to jet yourself forward incrementally into your hangar. Then tap left control when you're inside your hangar to start lowering and land. So now you should have made it from the planet hangar to the space station hangar without crashing. If you actually did this whole thing without crashing, you are now part of the 0.001% of players who didn't crash on their first flight. Now you want to exit your ship and go towards the exit. And on this little platform here, you will see another kiosk. Use this to store your ship safely.
Please visit us again.
Then once you're done, go to your right hand side and there will be an elevator that will take you to the lobby. And now you want to walk to the right and pass this security zone sign. Continue down and you should see some food stalls to your left. Continue past these and you should now see some more elevators at the end of this hall. These actually allow you to go to the cargo area and the main galleria for shops. And the cargo area is where you can buy cargo goods or rent ships, and the galleria allows you to buy weapons, armor, and other things. But right now, we are here to set you a new regeneration point. So from here, we want to go to the left, move forward, and you should now see the habitation zone and the medical center. We want to now walk into the medical center and through the lobby until you see this kiosk on your left. It will say insurance. This is to change your spawn point to the station you are in. As you saw, it took such a short time from the hangar to the habitation zone, unlike it did when we were on planet. So this is ideal for you to start or regenerate at if you die. But yeah, this is my guide to get you started with the basic flight controls and to get you from planet side to station side. You are now set up to spawn here if you die, so you can actually use this as a launch pad to do things a little bit quicker and start having fun in the verse. If this video was helpful, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. If you did this without dying, let us know in the comments below so you can get your props, because I died like at least 4 times. I ain't gonna lie to you, like I got cooked. And I'll see you guys on the next one.